Have you ever had this experience? Someone asks you a very simple question in English. You know the words. You understand the question. You even know what you want to say. But suddenly, your brain goes silent. First, you think about the answer in your native language. Then you search for the English words. Then you build the sentence. Then you check your grammar. And by the time you are ready to speak, the conversation has already moved on. If this happens to you, there is something important you need to understand. Your English is probably not as bad as you think. Your biggest problem may not be vocabulary. It may not even be grammar. Your problem is the way your brain is processing English. And today, we are going to change that. But there is one thing I want you to understand before we begin. You cannot simply tell yourself, stop translating. Your brain does not work that way. If you have spent years thinking in your native language and then translating everything into English, your brain has built a habit. And habits do not disappear because we tell them to disappear. They disappear because we build a better habit. Please subscribe my channel and like the video. I promise to make original contents for you. I need 1,000 subscribers to get a contract from YouTube and 4,000 watching hours. Thanks in advance. Imagine a learner named Alex. Alex has studied English for years. He knows thousands of words. He can understand YouTube videos. He can read articles. He can pass grammar tests. But when an English speaker suddenly asks him, "What did you do yesterday?" Alex's brain immediately starts working in his native language. Yesterday, I went. Actually, I wanted to say that I visited my friend. Then he searches for the English version. How do I say that? Which tense should I use? By the time he finally says, "Yesterday, I went to my friend's house," he has spent several seconds creating one simple sentence. The problem is not that Alex doesn't know English. He knows it. The problem is that his English knowledge is stored in a way that requires too much mental work. And this is exactly what we are going to fix. Part 2. Why your brain translates. Let's understand why this happens. When you first learn a foreign language, translation is completely normal. You see a new English word, and your brain connects it to a word you already understand. For example, you see the word chair. Your brain may first connect it with the word for chair in your native language. That's not a failure. That's how learning begins. The problem comes when this process never develops further. If every English sentence continues to travel through your native language, speaking will always feel slow. Think about your first language. When someone says, "I'm hungry," do you translate it? No. You don't stop and think about the meaning of every word. You simply understand the situation. The sound reaches your brain, and the meaning appears almost immediately. That's what we want to develop in English. Not magic. Not perfect fluency overnight. We want to build faster connections between English and meaning. There is another important point. Many learners think, "I need more vocabulary." Sometimes you do, but knowing another 1,000 words will not automatically solve the problem if you still translate every sentence. Imagine having 10,000 books in a library but needing 10 minutes to find every book. The information is there, but access is slow. Your goal is not only to collect English. Your goal is to make the English you already know easier to access. Stop learning only individual words. Here is one of the biggest changes you can make. Stop thinking of English as a collection of individual words. Start thinking in phrases, patterns, and chunks. Consider the phrase, "It depends on." If you learn the word depend, you may remember its meaning. But when you learn the complete chunk, "It depends on," your brain learns a ready-made piece of language. You don't need to build it every time. The same thing happens with phrases like, "I'm not sure," "I have no idea," "Let me think." It turns out that, "I'm looking forward to," "as far as I know," "what I mean is," "the thing is," "it depends on." These are not just vocabulary. They are building blocks. Native speakers use thousands of these patterns automatically. When you learn them as complete units, speaking becomes easier because you are no longer creating every sentence from zero. Imagine building a house. If you have to make every brick yourself, construction is slow. But if the bricks are already prepared, you can build much faster. English chunks are your prepared bricks. Try this now. Instead of memorizing the word idea, learn, "I have an idea." Instead of memorizing sure, learn, "I'm not sure." Instead of memorizing mean, learn, "What do you mean?" Instead of memorizing matter, learn, "It doesn't matter." Instead of memorizing point, learn, "What's the point?" You are training your brain to retrieve language as a complete unit. And that is one of the fastest ways to reduce mental translation. Technique 1. Connect English directly to meaning. Now let's try the first technique. I want you to stop connecting every English word to a translation. Instead, connect the English word directly to a picture, action, feeling, or situation. Let's take the word coffee. Don't think about the translation. Imagine a hot cup of coffee. Imagine the smell. Imagine holding the cup in your hand. Hear yourself saying, coffee. Now the English word is connected directly to an experience. Let's try another one. Rain. Don't translate it. Imagine looking through a window and seeing rain falling outside. Now say, rain. Another one. Run. Imagine yourself running. Don't translate it. Just connect the sound run with the action. Let's do 5 more. Cold. Imagine cold air touching your face. Sleep. Imagine yourself lying in bed and closing your eyes. Hungry. Imagine sitting at a table waiting for food. Angry. Imagine a person who has just received terrible news. Beautiful. Imagine something that genuinely looks beautiful to you. This exercise seems simple, but it is important. You are teaching your brain that English does not always need your native language as a middleman. Practice this with common words for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Look around your room and name things in English. Don't translate them. See them, touch them, use them. Table, door, phone, window, chair, computer. Then move to actions. Open, close, sit, stand, walk, drink, write. You are creating direct connections. Technique 2. Explain English with English. Now let's make things more interesting. One of the most powerful ways to stop translating is to learn how to explain an English word using simple English. Suppose you don't know the exact meaning of exhausted. Instead of immediately looking for the translation, think, very, very tired. That's enough. You don't need a perfect dictionary definition. Purchase means buy something. Huge means very big. Tiny means very small. Delicious means tastes very good. Ancient means very old. Repair means fix something. Borrow means take something and give it back later. Polite means having good manners. Afraid means feeling scared. Improve means become better. This technique is powerful because your brain begins creating a network of English meanings. One English word leads to another English word, not immediately to your native language. And you don't need advanced English to do this. In fact, simple English is better. If you learn the word furious, you don't need a complicated definition. Think, very angry. If you learn purchase, think, buy. If you learn rapid, think, very fast. Your goal is communication, not creating a dictionary in your head. Technique 3, the 5-second rule. Now we are going to train speaking speed. Here's the rule. When you hear a simple question, answer within 5 seconds. Don't wait for the perfect sentence. Don't translate the question word by word. Don't check every grammar rule. Just answer. Let's practice. What did you do today? You have 5 seconds. I went to work and came home. Good. What do you usually do in the morning? I wake up, have breakfast, and check my phone. Good. What kind of movies do you like? I like comedy movies because they make me laugh. What are you going to do tomorrow? I'm going to work and then I'm going to study English. Why are you learning English? Because I want to communicate with more people. Notice something. None of those answers are complicated. And that's the point. Your goal is not to sound like a university professor. Your goal is to make English come out without going through a long translation process. At first, your sentences may be simple. That's completely fine. Speed comes before complexity. Automaticity comes from repetition. Practice this every day. Ask yourself 10 questions and give yourself 5 seconds to answer each one. If you make a grammar mistake, keep going. If you forget a word, explain it another way. Don't stop the entire conversation because one word disappeared. Technique 4. Think in English at your level. There is a popular piece of advice. Just think in English. It sounds easy, but many learners don't know what that actually means. They try to think complicated thoughts in English and become frustrated. You don't need to think about complicated subjects. Start with your real life. When you wake up, think, I'm tired. When you get out of bed, think, I need to get ready. When you're hungry, think, I'm hungry. When you see the weather, think, it's really cold today. When you can't find your phone, think, where is my phone? When you're leaving home, think, I'm going to work. These thoughts are simple, but they are extremely useful. Why? Because they happen naturally in your real life. You're not sitting at a desk memorizing sentences. You're connecting English with your actual experiences. Later, those sentences can become more complex. I'm tired becomes I'm a little tired because I didn't sleep well last night. It's cold becomes it's much colder than I expected. This is how automatic English grows. Simple first, complex later. Technique 5. Narrate your life. Here's an exercise you can start today without a teacher, partner, textbook, or special application. Narrate your life in English. Say what you're doing while you're doing it. Imagine you're the narrator of your own life. I'm making coffee. I'm opening my laptop. I'm checking my messages. I'm looking for my keys. I'm putting on my shoes. I'm leaving the house. I'm waiting for the bus. I'm walking to work. I'm buying some food. I'm going home. This exercise is surprisingly powerful because there is almost nothing to translate. The situation is right in front of you. You already know what is happening. Your only job is to attach English to it. If you don't know a word, don't panic. Describe it. Suppose you don't know the English word for a particular object. You can say, "It's a thing I use to." This is a critical skill. Fluent speakers don't always know every word. They know how to keep communicating when a word is missing. If you forget kettle, for example, you can say, "It's the thing I use to boil water." You have successfully communicated without translating. Technique 6. Shadowing. Now let's talk about shadowing. Shadowing means listening to English and repeating it almost at the same time as the speaker. But don't just repeat random words. Use short, natural sentences. Find a short English video with clear speech. Listen to one sentence. Pause. Repeat it. Listen again. Repeat it with the speaker. Then repeat it without looking at the text. For example, if the speaker says, "I didn't expect it to happen so quickly," don't only memorize the individual words. Notice the entire rhythm. "I didn't expect it to happen so quickly." Repeat it several times. Your brain begins learning the sentence as a pattern. Shadowing trains more than pronunciation. It trains rhythm, word order, common grammar patterns, and automatic production. This is important because when you repeatedly hear and produce natural English, your brain becomes familiar with how English actually moves. Start with 5 minutes a day. You don't need an hour. Consistency matters more than one huge session. Stop searching for the perfect sentence. Now we come to one of the biggest reasons people translate in their heads: perfection. You want to say something exactly the way you would say it in your native language. So you search for the perfect vocabulary. You think about grammar. You rearrange the sentence. You start again. And suddenly, speaking becomes exhausting. Here's a better rule. Communicate the idea with the simplest English you can produce. Instead of saying, "I was extremely exhausted because I had a tremendously busy day," you can simply say, "I was very tired because I had a busy day." Both communicate the idea. The second sentence is easier, faster, and more natural for a learner. Don't be afraid of simple English. Simple English is not bad English. In fact, simple English spoken confidently is far more useful than complicated English that takes 20 seconds to construct. Imagine you're speaking to someone and you forget the word appointment. Don't freeze. Say, "I have a meeting with the doctor tomorrow." Maybe it's not exactly the word you wanted, but the message is clear. This is what fluent communication looks like. You keep moving. What to do when you forget a word? Let's practice that skill. Imagine you're speaking and you suddenly forget a word. What should you do? First, stay calm. Second, describe the word. Third, use another word with a similar meaning. Fourth, explain the situation. For example, you forget umbrella. You can say, "The thing you use when it rains." You forget stomachache. You can say, "My stomach hurts." You forget receipt. You can say, "The paper they give you after you buy something." You forget neighbor. You can say, "The person who lives next to me." Notice what happened. You didn't translate. You didn't stop. You found another route. This ability is extremely important because real conversations are unpredictable. You will forget words. Even advanced speakers forget words sometimes. Fluency does not mean knowing every word. Fluency means knowing how to continue. Alex changes his habit. Let's go back to Alex. At the beginning, Alex translated almost everything. He knew English, but his brain was slow. So he changed his training. In the morning, he started narrating his life in English. "I'm getting ready. I need coffee. Where are my keys?" During the day, he used the 5-second rule. He answered simple questions without waiting for perfect sentences. In the evening, he practiced 5 minutes of shadowing. He stopped memorizing isolated vocabulary and started learning chunks like, "I'm not sure, it depends on." And what I mean is, he also stopped panicking when he forgot words. Instead of stopping, he explained them. After some time, something interesting happened. Alex still made mistakes. He still didn't know every English word, but English started arriving faster. He didn't suddenly become a different person. His brain simply became more familiar with retrieving English directly. And that is the real goal. Your 7-day Stop Translating Challenge. Now I want to give you a simple 7-day challenge. You don't need to study English for 5 hours a day. You need focused practice. Day 1, direct meaning. Choose 20 common English words and connect each one to a picture, object, action, or feeling instead of translating them. Day 2, narrate your life. Spend 10 minutes describing what you're doing in English. Day 3, learn chunks. Choose 10 useful phrases and use each one in 3 different sentences. For example, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing my friend. I'm looking forward to learning more English. Day 4, the 5-second challenge. Ask yourself 10 questions and answer each one within 5 seconds. Day 5, shadowing. Choose a short English clip and practice for 10 minutes. Day 6, describe what you cannot name. Look around your room and choose 5 objects. If you don't know their names, describe them using English. Day 7, speak for 5 minutes. Choose one topic: your day, your family, your job, your goals, your favorite movie, or your plans. Speak continuously for 5 minutes. Don't stop to translate. If you forget a word, explain it. If you make a mistake, continue. The purpose of these 7 days is not to become fluent in 1 week. The purpose is to teach your brain a new way to process English. The most important idea. There is one idea I want you to remember from this entire video. You do not stop translating by fighting translation. You stop translating by giving your brain enough direct experience with English. Think about the difference. Old habit, meaning native language, English. New habit, meaning English. The second pathway becomes stronger through repetition. So when you see an object, name it in English. When you do something, describe it in English. When you hear a phrase, repeat it. When someone asks you a question, answer quickly. When you forget a word, explain it instead of stopping. When you learn vocabulary, learn phrases and patterns. And when you make mistakes, keep communicating. Final, start now. Before you leave this video, let's do one final exercise. Don't translate the question. Don't prepare a perfect answer. Just respond naturally in English. The question is, what did you do today? You have 5 seconds. Start. Maybe your answer is simple. I went to work. I had lunch. I came home. Now I'm watching this video. That's enough. Now another question. Why do you want to improve your English? Don't translate. Just speak. Maybe you say, I want to speak English more confidently. I want to understand people better. I want to travel. I want better opportunities. Again, simple is fine. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are training your brain. Remember Alex. He didn't become faster because he memorized thousands of new words overnight. He became faster because he changed the way he practiced the English he already knew. And you can do the same. Don't wait until your English is perfect before you start thinking in English. Thinking in English is one of the things that helps your English become better. Don't wait until you know enough vocabulary. Use the vocabulary you already have. Don't wait until you stop making mistakes. Mistakes are part of the process. And most importantly, don't tell yourself, I need to stop translating. Tell yourself, I need to build a stronger connection between English and meaning. Every sentence you understand without translating is a small step. Every sentence you speak without translating is a small step. Every time you keep talking after forgetting a word is a small step. These small steps repeated every day eventually create something much bigger, automatic English. So start today. Start with 5 minutes. Look around you. Describe what you see. Describe what you're doing. Answer simple questions. Speak before you feel ready. And if you want to take the challenge seriously, write this in the comments. I will think in English. Not because writing those words will magically change your English, but because it is a promise to yourself to practice differently. Your goal is not to become perfect. Your goal is to make English feel less like a translation exercise and more like a natural part of your thinking. Keep practicing. Keep speaking. Keep making mistakes. And one